I got my first bird, Fluffy, in second grade. It was the first time I was given a responsibility, and I promised my dad I would take care of it. And I did, until the day he passed away 6 years later. It was different for a while after that. I would wake up in the morning and not have to prepare Fluffy's food. I wouldn't have to clean his cage every week. I was unburdened from a lot of responsibility. But it didn't feel good. Having a bird companion in my life felt right. It made me feel complete. I didn't like not having that responsibility. I told my dad I wanted a new bird, and he agreed that I was old enough for a higher maintenance one now. After researching different species, I fell in love with the Indian ringneck. My dad searched online for breeders and found one that had a 4-week-old baby. The man said that once the bird was old enough, he would ship him out to us. In the meantime, what should he call him? We spent days trying to search out the perfect name, and finally found it. Chiku, Hindi for the sapodilla fruit, naturally sweet, just like him. I counted down the days until April 26th, the day Chiku would arrive. I let everyone know how excited I was, never missing an opportunity to remind anyone that there were only 2 more weeks until I got Chiku, or that in 691,200 seconds, Chiku would be here, or that only 23 more hours until Chiku came. When April 26th finally came, I was jittery with excitement, jumping up and down, squealing with anticipation of what awaited at home. After enduring a painfully long day of school, I ran home, not stopping until I reached my room. I crept in slowly, plopped myself down on the floor next to his cage, and just stared at him. He stared back at me. As of then, he became mine. He was a bigger responsibility than Fluffy ever was. He required more food, more cleaning, more attention. Whenever I put his bowl of fresh fruit in his cage, he would grab each chunk and deliberately throw it over the side. Within a minute, all his food would be on the floor of his cage. And then he would look at me expectantly, begging for more. Only when I ignored him would he go down and slowly bring everything back up one by one to eat. 60% of his food still ended up stuck to the walls, which, of course, was my job to clean. Every day, I had to change his newspaper, or his cage would start to smell. And his droppings. Dear God. He pooped less often than Fluffy, but it was so much runnier, an utter pain to clean up. He was going through his teething phase then, too. So every time he bit me, I had to hold still and wait it out, so that he'd learn not to bite. Within a week, my fingers were scarred, and my shirts had holes in the shoulder, where he would sit and chew on the seat. After 2 weeks, I started regretting ever asking for him. But then, one look at him happily waddling over to us on his goofy, awkwardly large feet, and I wanted to slap myself. How could I ever think something like that? The little guy loved us. We were his family now, his flock. His small flaws were nothing compared to the innocent, familial love he had for us. So what if I now had to wake up 10 minutes earlier in the morning to prepare his food? So what if I now had to spend an hour every week cleaning his cage? It didn't matter anymore. He was family now.